Hey, this is Mark Moore, aka Tuxedo Mark, in various places on the internet. It's 10:02 a.m. on the computer clock, according to the computer clock, on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2012, and I just want to talk about sliders. For those of you that don't know, Sliders was a sci-fi series that ran on Fox and later on the Sci-Fi Channel in the mid-90s. Sliders has an interesting history. It was canceled after the first season by Fox, and then Fox revived it and ran 2 more seasons, and then Fox canceled it again, and it was picked up by the Sci-Fi Channel and ran for 2 more seasons. So this has kind of earned it the nickname of the show that will not die. But anyway, it was a sci-fi series that involved, well, it had a changing cast of characters, but in the first season, the inventor of the sliding technology was Quinn Mallory, and he sliding is traveling in gateways between parallel universes. You know, the basic premises is that he and his college professor Maximilian Arturo and his co-worker Wade Wells, I believe, try out the sliding technology, and they, along with another guy, Rembrandt Brown, nicknamed the Crying Man, he's a singer basically trying to make a comeback. He gets caught up in it too, and they go to a parallel Earth, and the little remote or the timer or whatever has to count down to open up the gateway again so that they can go back home. But they witness like a tornado or something approaching, so they have to prematurely open the gateway, and that basically wipes out the coordinates for their home universe. So then they're stuck going to random universe after random universe, week after week, in the hopes of reaching home. And in season 3, Professor Arturo died, or maybe a double of him from another world, because there was this weird bit earlier on where they made a double of Professor Arturo on another Earth, and then they're not sure if they took the right one or the imposter, and that's never addressed, by the way. It's never conclusively determined. But anyway, they pick up a girl in season 3 named Maggie, who I like. By the way, she's played by Kari Warwer. I like her, some people don't, but I like the tough girl roles anyway. And then after Fox canceled it after season 3, which ended in a cliffhanger, I never saw it on Sci-Fi because I didn't have cable. But basically what happened was Quinn and Maggie end up back on Earth Prime, so to speak, Quinn's homeworld, only to find out that it was taken over by interdimensional traveling aliens called the Cro-Mag, I believe. And then they find out that, oh, Quinn's not really from Earth Prime. He was sent there from another parallel dimension, and his real parents were the ones that originally invented sliding. So Quinn meets up with his long-lost brother, Colin, played think his name was Colin, or the actor's name was Colin. I don't remember at the moment, but he was played by Jerry O'Connell's real life brother. So that happens, and then apparently Wade goes missing. I'm not sure if that's in the 4th season or the 5th season, but by 5th season, Colin goes missing during a slide, and Quinn is fused together with a scientist on a parallel Earth, and they become a completely new being named Mallory. So it's like they replaced the actor because Jerry O'Connell left the show or whatever, but it's like the new character is half Quinn and half someone else, and they pick up a new girl too, and then supposedly like the final episode of the series has Rembrandt, of all people, sliding off by himself. So Rembrandt was the only consistent character in the entire series, it turns out. I probably didn't miss anything by missing those episodes. Okay. I'm going to talk about like the basic series as a whole. In season 3, they started ripping off like different sci-fi movie plots and stuff. But anyway, I watched the series and I was excited to find out that it was revived the first time. But here's a big glaring problem that I have with it. If they lost the coordinates for Earth Prime, it would be an extremely amazing coincidence if they happen to stumble across it again. How do they know that the coordinates that they eventually get are actually for Earth Prime? They don't know. And even if they go back to Earth Prime or whatever it is, or if it appears to be Earth Prime on the surface, there could always be some tiny difference that they're not aware of, and that makes a completely different Earth. And they might never learn about that, and they might always assume that they're back home. One of the things that Quinn did early on to check to see if they're back on Earth Prime is to check to see if the front gate of his house squeaked. I mean, because that would never happen on a parallel Earth. It would happen only on Earth Prime, right? Now, you know, as they said in early on in the series, what if there are millions of Earths? And they're like, oh, well, then we'll have an awful lot of sliding to do. It would be like pretty much impossible for them to coincidentally slide back to the right Earth. Okay, so other than the basically unattainable goal of getting back home, and then it turned out it wasn't Quinn's home to begin with. But whatever. Another problem that I have is that for some reason they always seem to slide into San Francisco. Why would that be? And later on when the time it gets damaged, they ended up sliding into some radius that might include San Francisco, but might also include an outlying area. Now here's the basic problem that I have with that. First of all, why would San Francisco be on the in the exact same place on every parallel Earth that they visit? San Francisco might be where Los Angeles is on one of the Earths, but they're always in San Francisco whenever they arrive. And presumably it's always in the same spot. That's what we're led to assume. And also, one time they slid onto an airplane in the sky. What's to prevent them from sliding into an open sky and then falling to their deaths? That never happens, but it's certainly a valid concern, but it's never brought up. They were lucky that airplane was there, and then they happened to slide right into the cabin. They slid onto a world that was on fire. It was nothing but lava, and they happened to slide right onto a rock. And good for them that the timer soon expired and allowed them to slide to another Earth. How do you know that every parallel Earth is in the same spot in space? Okay, what's to prevent them from sliding into open space? Okay, what is assuring that they are sliding onto Earth? That's never brought up. I guess they're just lucky all of the time. Yeah. So, in conclusion, the series, while it has some interesting concepts, it's more about exploring like alternate history and later on exploring, you know, different sci-fi ripoffs. But anyway, it's got some interesting ideas, but there are just too many variables and coincidences here that are just never addressed. Like, in one episode, they slid onto an Earth, they came across a floppy disk, and then they slid onto another Earth that was almost exactly the same, except it was slightly behind in time, and they were able to use that floppy disk on that next Earth, and it happened to contain, and first of all, it happened to work, and second of all, it happened to contain the exact information that was needed. That's an amazing coincidence when you consider that there's probably an infinite number of universes. Okay, yeah, so I enjoyed Sliders for what it is. If you want to check it out, but rent, don't buy, and just don't think about it too hard, because then you'll see how futile that all really was. But if you want something to watch, then you know you can check it out. But I want to invest too much time or money in it. And let's see, it's 10:16 a.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.